First at 4, local malls are reopening. You might have questions about shopping safety. Dr. McGeorge is here with answers that could influence what you do next. Outrage is spreading across the country over the death of George Floyd. The new message from the mayor of Minneapolis to calm things down. Ben.
Karen, the end of the warm temperatures and the humidity is starting as we speak. How long will this transition last, and how many storms are we going to have to go through to see the end of it? Paula?
Cute baby animals brimming at local wildlife centers, orphaned, needing care and healing, overwhelming an already shorthanded and strained system. What's causing the overflow? We'll have a live report.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon. Let's start with that breaking news on the coronavirus crisis, including a new update from the governor and also new changes in retail. Today, the governor is sounding the alarm about the impact of the pandemic on Michigan's budget. You'll hear from her in a moment. Meantime, the state reported another 400 new cases of the virus today, along with 38 additional deaths. One note, the city of Detroit says the actual number of new deaths within the city was 0 yesterday. Meantime, the Secretary of State is planning to reopen branch offices on June 1st by appointment only. Governor Whitmer says paying for services like that will be challenging as the virus slams state revenues. She's pleading for federal help.
Congress needs to come together soon so that Michigan and every state across our country can account for the COVID impact to our existing budgets. Neither the virus nor the economic distress stops at state line or party line. We need our partners on both sides of the aisle in Washington to come together and pass a plan to aid states in our recovery.
The 2021 budget is traditionally due on July 1st, but state budget director says the extreme challenges could change that timeline this year. All right, shoppers are shopping once again at 12 Oaks over in Novi. It's one of the local malls that reopened to customers this morning with new COVID-19 limitations. Some stores are not open. Others are taking customers by appointment only. 12 Oaks has a mobile app, so you can get more information before you head out. No matter where you shop, make sure to call ahead to see what you can expect. And as malls and other retail locations begin to reopen, many viewers have questions about the safety of shopping, especially for certain items. Local 4's Dr. Frank McGeorge joins us with the precautions you should take and merchandise handling practices you should ask about.
Reopening our economy is critical, but doing it safely to minimize the possibility of spreading or contracting the COVID-19 virus is just as important. Shopping naturally involves touching, but when you're in malls and stores, try not to touch things when it's not necessary. Have hand sanitizer available and use it often. But one circumstance deserves special mention. People have specifically asked about trying clothes on. Well, there are two issues here. First, changing rooms are confined spaces with frequently touched surfaces. If there aren't already signs, ask how often they're cleaned. Also, take your own precautions and clean your hands after you've used one, and wear a mask when you're changing in the small space. The other issue is the clothes themselves. Many stores already have policies in place that clothing that's tried on will sit for at least 24 hours, allowing any virus to die. But others may not. So ask in advance what stores are doing. Now, non-fabric items like sunglasses, jewelry, or even the buttons on clothes should be decontaminated separately after they've been touched. Now, if you do go out to help businesses recover, please just do it in a way that's thoughtful to others and careful for you. I can't tell you, I have received so many emails from angry people who say it is their right not to wear a mask. Personally, I just don't understand why some people feel the need to politicize the simple courtesy of keeping your germs to yourself. Remember, keeping the economy open means everyone doing their part to limit the spread, and that includes wearing a mask. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Doc. We always post the doctor's answers to your questions at clickondetroit.com. Just look for the health page. All right, let's take a moment to check on that summer heat and the chances for scattered storms. Ben Bailey working from his home office today. So, Ben, what are we seeing now?
Well, we're seeing a little bit more in the way of shower activity right now than we have been in the afternoons earlier this week, Karen. And again, this is that transition period. Once we get through Friday lunchtime, we'll pretty much be in the clear as far as rain chances go. But you can see everything that's been out there so far has been pretty light and widely scattered. You get south of the state line, though, across northern Indiana and Ohio, and that's where some of those storms look like they're starting to gain a little bit more strength. You can see a couple cells there popping in northern parts of Indiana and a couple more there in northern Ohio. So we'll keep an eye on those, but do expect to see more in the way of wet weather tonight than what we have in days past. Then the weekend will bring the big changes. They're the numbers we're expecting mid to upper 60s both Saturday and Sunday, and that is with less humidity. How cold will those mornings be? If that's what your afternoons are looking like, we'll check that out. Of course, space weather for the launch on Saturday and the changes coming in the following week. A lot to discuss coming up in just a few minutes, Karen.
All right, thank you, Ben. Outrage over the death of an African-American man during an attempted arrest is spreading all across the country. This was the scene in L.A. on a freeway as protesters attacked a police car. In Memphis, protesters marched in solidarity with those calling for justice in the death of 46-year-old George Floyd. Kimberly Gill in the newsroom this afternoon. And Kim, things have gone from bad to worse.
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. A second night of protests in Minneapolis started out peacefully but turned into a full-scale riot, leaving substantial damage in the middle of a pandemic. Fires and looting broke out as demonstrators demanded answers and accountability. Crowds of protesters clashed with officers who fired back with tear gas and rubber bullets outside a police precinct. At a Target here, you can see people leaving the store carrying large items. At least one man is dead after police say he was shot and killed near the demonstrations. These protests have come after a video showed an officer with a knee to Floyd's neck. He later died at a hospital. The mayor of Minneapolis has requested the assistance of the National Guard to help regain control of the situation.
And in believing in our city, we must believe that we can be better than we have been. We must confront our shortcomings with both humility as well as hope. We must restore the peace so that we can do this hard work together.
Meanwhile, new body cam video released today shows the vantage point of a Minnesota Park police officer that was called to the scene. It really doesn't show much and has been redacted by police. The question, though, remains whether the 4 officers involved will face criminal charges. President Trump is being briefed on the matter as the FBI continues its investigation. We'll continue our coverage tonight on the news at 5. Until then, Karen, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Kim. Meantime, Detroit's Police Chief James Craig just spoke out about the situation in Minneapolis.
Even when one officer engages in excessive force, we all share the disappointment for the dishonor it brings to our badge.
The chief also reveals what he thinks of the investigation in Minneapolis and how he does things differently. That's new tonight at 5:30. President Trump threatening to take action against social media outlets, even though his authority to do so is limited. The president says he will sign an executive order with some kind of new regulation. Comes after Twitter fact-checked 2 of his tweets for the very first time. Now, there are reports the president will call for changes in regulations that shield media companies from legal liability. This afternoon, the White House accused social media sites of going easier on China than the president.
They appear to be very hastily eager to censor President Trump and some of his employees, but a little reluctant when it comes to China. It's a bit befuddling.
White House press secretary says that executive order could come anytime, probably before 5. We're following it and we'll keep you posted. We're also getting another reminder of the financial cost of the COVID pandemic. Another 2.1 million people filed for unemployment last week. And one encouraging sign. Right now, 21 million people are drawing benefits. That is down from 25 million, the first drop since the crisis began. Still, the unemployment rate could be near 20% for the month of May. We have seen so many ripple effects from the COVID pandemic, including with wildlife and nature. Right now, it is the time of year when we see baby animals roaming around, and with more people at home, reports of injured or orphaned animals are skyrocketing. Paula Tutman shows us how animal care facilities are being overwhelmed and what that means.
The Howell Nature Center may be currently closed to the public, but it is being overrun with visitors. As a regional wildlife rehab center and a hub for injured animals, this summer it has been inundated.
We're absolutely getting slammed. We already have over 350 more animals than we did this time last year.
The same goes for the Bird Center of Washtenaw County, which is near capacity with 125 injured birds.
Our collision intakes are about doubled because more people are seeing birds hit their windows, and a lot more babies are being seen in the yard.
Everything from common wildlife to endangered and threatened species.
We're encroaching upon their space. They're losing habitat to us as we urbanize. We're moving more and more into their territories, and they can't escape from us. So as we're living in closer proximity to them, we're encountering them more, and they're getting struck by vehicles, they're flying into windows.
And with all things COVID, the problem is public visitation is closed, so no money is coming in. Human interaction is minimized, so fewer volunteers and interns can participate in the care. And so both food and money are running low. Dana DeBenham, who just retired from the Howell Nature Center in January, has been willingly drafted to help heal animals for release.
It may mean bottle feeding throughout the day if they're really small. It's transitioning them onto more natural foods as they wean off the process. It's not bunny hugging and cuddling, ever, ever, ever.
First, we treat whatever injuries that they had that they came to us, or if they're babies, and we raise them. But then they go through a pretty extensive process of pre-release conditioning where they're outside, away from people, and we make sure they have all of the skills necessary in order to survive in the wild. And we got through this first wave, but that's just we're in the very beginning of baby season, and we expect to just continue to get in more animals.
Things are dwindling down, definitely, and with the amount that we took in at May, we don't get close to capacity numbers until July, and we're at close capacity in May.
You know, these rehabbers are doing a yeoman's duty with their limited resources. We've got a fantastic audience. We know people want to help. And so when you think about the Howell Nature Center or even the Bird Center of Washtenaw County, any rehab center, all you have to do is go to their social media platforms or their websites. They always have online wish lists, so you can order supplies they need and have them sent directly to them. And of course, Karen, cheddar, a check always helps.
Glad you brought this to our attention. We appreciate it. Thank you, Paula. Still ahead, first at 4. Now, the locusts have arrived. How this invasion is threatening the food supply of one country. Tensions and tempers are on the rise in Hong Kong. The world is watching as China takes new action. Big stories from around the world next. Later, the story behind a bank break, and police say the suspect wasn't targeting the safe. You won't believe where they found him and what he was trying to do. Got that story in just about 10 minutes. Stay with us.